time it's the official one. Because I don't know if you noticed, the last one was kind of a Flash game. But this one is the real deal. This is Donkey Kong. This is the original game that started it all. Not that Flash game that started it all. No, this is the real one. I'm not sure how long we'll play this. I do want to go for high scores, even though I'm not very good at this game. Good strategy. Don't go for the hammer at the beginning. If you're a beginner. But I'm no beginner. I am the one who donks. You know? Oh my gosh! Okay. It turns out the fire does actually climb a lot faster in this game than I thought. Because last time when we were playing the Flash game, I thought, oh, that fire seems to climb very fast. But no, it climbs at a reasonable speed. With the Flash game, it didn't... oh my gosh, this is bad. Sometimes, for some reason, the barrels, when I jump over them, they don't give me points. Now, I have never heard about that. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, we'll wait a little longer before we get the hammer. The reason you're not supposed to get the hammer is because the longer you wait down here, the more likely it is you will die on the way to the top. Now, you'll die on the way to the top, no doubt about it. But there's even less doubt about it. If you start by hitting that... hitting the hammer. Oh, jeez, I don't think I'll be able to double... Oh! Ooh! He's done it! I was gonna say, I don't think I can jump over that double time. Oh my gosh! Oh. Yeah, that was pretty awful. Yeah, so tell you what else I did. I can't actually see how many credits I'm putting in unless I look at OBS. 38 sounds good to me. Because my Nintendo Switch is actually blocking the TV. I don't have it in a great spot. I'm not sure why I don't just have it next to the PS4. The PS4 with the PS3 on top of it? Like, I don't know why I don't do that. So yeah, if you get the... Oh, ooh, dang it! There's a way to, like, trick the barrels to falling down the ladder. I think you have to go, like, left and right really quickly, but apparently that's not the case because I'm not able to repeat it. There's another word I'm thinking of. I can't think of it. That didn't make any sense. I basically just said, oh, there's a word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing, I guess? Good job, Trog. If you go for the hammer at the beginning... See, okay, here's the thing. If you notice, it's much easier to go up. It's much easier to climb when there are less barrels on screen, but the longer you wait, the longer barrels have to propagate. And that's not good. So the idea is if you're trying to beat the game, you grab the hammer at the top, or not even grab the hammers at all. Because if you grab the hammer, there's no way to take it away. There's no way to turn it off once it's been activated! Once it's been activated, there's no way to stop it until it just exits. Oh, wow, that might have looked like I have cheats on. I do not. This is a good place to rack up points. I don't remember the strategy about jumping over barrels up here long enough. Because if you notice in the top right, the bonus thing, that's a timer as well as the number of points that we'll get when we beat the level. So at a certain point, it becomes a better idea to end the level than just straight up. Or there. Yeah, okay. I think you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. This is much more difficult than I remember. Oh yeah, I played a little bit of this earlier to try and get a feel for the capturing device, because I've never used a totally legitimate arcade capture device before. So it's all new to me. And it's scary. It's a new frontier. It's scary, as I said. Let's grab this and hit the thing. Also, when you're with the hammer, you can't move up and down. You're kind of left to the whims of the timer. Again, the timer of the ladder. Oh, jeez. We are not... Okay. Good, 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 good. This is looking okay. This is looking okay. Good. Nope. Nope. Nope! Oh, boy. Hoo! We beat it. Alright, next game, everybody. Just kidding. So, with this game, as I talked about, it's supposed to go first level, the one you all know, and then this level, which is actually technically the last level. So it's 1, 4. Then it goes 1, 2, 4, I believe, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. There is a... I mean, if you start running at the beginning, you can still avoid that barrel that just came barreling down. Definitely if you're a beginner, don't get that hammer, because this hammer is even worse than the other one. No! Okay. I didn't mean to jump on the ladder. I wanted to leave. Okay, here. Just to prove what I was saying. It's close. But you can absolutely do it. It is close, though, I will admit that. There's another barrel he throws down, I think, from time to time that is similarly close, but I like standing there. Oh, boy! Oh, boy! No! Oh. I wish I had the video of me playing the NES version of this. I'm pretty sure the NES version of the game... I mean, okay, no. It's 100% confirmed. The NES version is Easy Street Donkey Kong. Like, if ever there were a beginner's version of Donkey Kong, it is that one. Because it is easier than this. As evidenced by the fact that I could crack, I think, 70,000 points on the NES game. That was a long time ago, but still. Not even close to this one. Okay, so even when I played the NES game a lot... Oh, no, 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 no. No, I wanted... No. Can you rub it? There you go. What does rub mean? Rubber? Like a racer? Rub. I'm just seeing rub there. Is there another word that I could think of there? Ruben stuttered. The American Idol judge from the first season to the 72nd or something. I forget how many seasons American Idol went on for before it went away. And then inevitably it came back. And they made a huge deal about it. Like, oh my god, it's American Idol. Oh! Be still my beating heart. I was gonna stream last night, but some things are going on that I just needed to deal with. It sounded very ominous. I mean, cool. If it sounds ominous, that's awesome. Nothing particularly ominous is going on, but I did need some time to reflect on my life, my decisions, and, yeah. That was close. So, back when I was obsessed with this game, every time any family came to town, at this time I was living in the Congo, but as you guys have heard, I did move to Norway. We would always go to the local arcade and play this game. And when I say local arcade, you might think, oh, he's talking about like 20 years ago. No, no, no. We still have one. Still have an arcade, and they have Donkey Kong. And it was a tradition that we all play Donkey Kong and try and beat my score. It was great for my self-esteem, horrible for my connections with my family. You know, this part you can choke on so easily. In fact, we're just gonna stop there because I just got a bad feeling. I'm not going for any, like, massive high scores. I'm going for personal high scores. That's a big distinction, I think, that I need to throw out there. This is not... I'm not going for Steve Wiebe and Billy Mitchell scores at all. I'm just going for fun. My personal best scores, you know? That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. No! You fire-breathing ding-dong! I think there's a way to control the fire, but it's still unpredictable in a lot of ways. Like, as you saw, it just goes left and right without reason, which is very frustrating when you're trying to control it. One way you can control it is if it's in the vicinity, you can trick it by going up and down a ladder, or like getting onto a ladder. Boy! Yep. Yep. There we go. And even if we get rid of these fires, though, we'll have issues going to the top. I think the best strategy is to not try and get all of the rivets on the bottom. Oh boy. Oh man, that scared the heck out of me. Okay, here we go. I think the strategy is you're not supposed to go for the rivets. You're not supposed to go top to bottom like I was doing. I think the idea is to do like a counterclockwise circle. I'm not sure, honestly. Again, it's been a long time since I played this game a lot, but... Wait, why is the high score 15,000 now? That's weird. Because I know that I didn't get 15,000. That's ridiculous. Unless I did. In which case... Cool. And, regarding the names of the people I just named for Donkey Kong high scores, they may sound completely dated at the moment. That's because they are. I don't keep up with the Donkey Kong scene as much as I used to. Yes! I don't keep up with the Donkey Kong scene nearly as much as I used to, so I don't know the big hitters anymore. I do know that Billy Mitchell lost the titles that he used to have, and Billy Mitchell and Steve Wiebe, even when Billy Mitchell had his titles, basically we're not living in the year of King of Kong anymore. We're living in the year of these guys have been far surpassed by other people recently. I know that much. I know at least that much. Okay, here we go. Pancakes! I don't know why I said pancakes. I thought it may sound like pancakes. I don't know. Yes! 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 Success! Ugh! Okay, I want to get over 20,000. There we go. We're so good at the game. We got 21,400. That's not sweet. This stage is much more difficult on this game than the NES. Like, I don't know, if you were able to point to one level in particular that is much more difficult on this game than the NES, it is this stage right here. This is called the elevator stage. Oh my gosh, that was way too close. That fire needs to, like, not be there, though. Thank you. Oh, man, okay. Oh boy, okay. I thought one originated on his foot. Maybe not. Oh, Jesus! Sorry. I thought there's a spring that I thought originates on his foot. That's okay. Oh, 15,000 came from our last time we set a score, which was literally the one before this one. Okay, cool. I don't know why I didn't notice that. Look at that, we're already improving. Also, I think we just added another credit on top of the 30-something we had already. Oh, man. I hope you guys can hear the game okay, as always. And I'm glad to be back. I don't know. Just things have been a little weird. I tend to have pretty severe midlife crises, and I just need to stop having them, I guess. I keep trying to grab the hammer. Unfortunately, it is not very reliable. I'm also playing this on... I modified my totally legitimate arcade machine to be controlled by my Xbox One controller. Ugh! No! Dang it! I was gonna scare you guys, but then I got scared myself. Oh, that was too bad. That was really a shame. Now you might be wondering, what are the surprises tonight? Well, if I told you, they wouldn't be surprises, would they? Ugh! Oh man, okay. Man. Oh my luscious ting-tings. A very, very, very catchy band. Or a band that makes very catchy music. I actually haven't been keeping up with the ting-tings. I wonder if they're even still around. I don't know. I don't know why I also don't know why I picked up the hammer already. And obviously it was not my time. Oh my goodness! I like rice and grits! Oh, triple! Triple! Oh man. This is a great game, honestly. It is my favorite arcade game, for sure. I love it. Donkey Kong is much more prevalent in my life than I initially thought. Speaking of initially thought, I was watching a video today on the Spider-Man 3 Editor's Edition, or Editor's version, I think is what it's called. Basically, it's about Spider-Man 3 Editor's Edition, or whatever, version. Gosh dang it. We already went through this. We went through this 5 seconds ago, Trog. Shut up. It's... I always does that! It is a version of Spider-Man 3 that is... It's effectively a director's cut, but I like to think that that Spider-Man 3 was just so bad that Sam Raimi had nothing... He wanted nothing to do with it. So he was like, okay, so we need a director's cut. How about you guys just do your thing? The editors, do your thing. Polish this piece of crap. Make it a good movie. And then they're like, okay, we'll try. Now, it has to be said. I have to be honest here. Spider-Man 3, I actually quite love. I think it's a great movie. I think it does have its issues, obviously. Like, I don't like the emo Peter either, but I do think... Or, you know what? I don't like the emo Peter dancing thing. Other than... That is shenanigans. Right there, that's shenanigans. My hammer was up, and that barrel went down, and I died. How can you forsake me like this, Neil deGrasse Tyson? I don't know what he has to do with anything. With what I was saying. Obviously, he's very prolific, very important in the world of science. I just don't know how he connected to that little analogy. I'm not sure. I imagine his role in that analogy was the role of Kelly Clarkson when the 40-year-old virgin was getting waxed. And that is to say, there was no role at all. There was a name that popped up. So I really like Spider-Man 3. I think it's a great movie. But I understand the frustrations. I understand why people don't like it. I just really do. I love it. But there was a... Oh yeah, backwards, baby! There was an editor's version that did some things differently, and someone made a video about it. And I watched that video. He was talking about this thing in screenwriting called inciting incident. And to me, that sounded like the stupidest phrase ever. I was thinking, wait, what? Inciting incident? That sounds so redundant for some reason. I look it up, and it's a legitimate phrase. It's something they teach in Screenwriting 101. The inciting incident happens in the first act to describe what is going to transpire, or kick the protagonist into gear. What happens to make the person start on their journey to being a better person or saving the world? I believe it's something like that. No! So I think one example would be if in John Wick. I think that's actually a perfect example. John Wick. You're introduced to the character. I've never seen John Wick. I'm just gonna assume this is how it goes. You're introduced to the character. You're introduced to his plight, and how he deals with that plight is to adopt a puppy. And then someone kills that puppy, and then he kills them. That's the inciting incident. I don't know which part of that is the inciting incident. I'm pretty sure it's the dog dying. That's the... Oh no, that's so rare! Getting killed with the hammer from a barrel that's going straight towards you, that is very rare. And I think that rarity and me demonstrating it should supersede any suckiness that I exude. So I think that's the inciting incident for that film. I think the inciting incident for... Oh my gosh, it just ended! I think I'm getting worse and worse the more I talk. It's kind of funny how that works out. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other inciting incidents that people would know. Sing! An animated movie that came out about little animals that are trying to do a singing contest! Like American Idol, but for animals. The inciting incident is that... You know what? I think there are a couple inciting incidents there. I didn't read up too much about the inciting incidents. Maybe I'll do that and I'll be able to give you a more fully fleshed out idea of it. But in that movie I can think of a couple. There's one where the koala guy is Matthew McConaughey. You'd think that he'd actually be Matthew McConaughey Eucalyptus. He is about to lose his theater or something, and then he has to get the animals. No, he decides, hey, we're gonna set up this whole thing. And then he does it. And then all the animals come in, they're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be so famous and rich, like all animals should be! I mean, look at the Kardashians. That's a great story, Mark. So the inciting incident is that he's going to lose the theater that I think his dad manages. But then the inciting incident for all the other characters is that there's a competition that he starts. Maybe the inciting incident is just that one. The one where he needs to start the competition. Thus, the inciting incident is inciting everyone else to do whatever they're doing, to make an incident of themselves. Does that sound right? I don't know. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say here. So anyways, I just thought I'd let you know that I learned a new term in screenwriting, despite being a movie lover and cinephile for many years. Upwards of 27, I would assume. And I just thought it was interesting that I still didn't know that term. I guess there are a lot of terms I don't know, because I don't study film in an academic sense. I study it in a hobademic sense. I'm so mad. Speaking of mad, I think I made my friend mad when I told her finally that I have not... She's a huge Harry Potter fan. Like, enormous Harry Potter fan. And I apparently didn't tell her yet that I don't read the books much. The last time I read a book from the Harry Potter series was... boy, back when Half-Blood Prince came out. Which was 2008, 9, 10, 11, 8. No, 11 was Deathly Hallows Part 2, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Deathly Hallows Part 2 was 2011. Yes. 100% sure. So Half-Blood Prince, I think... Honestly, I think that was 2009. Wasn't it? Because Order of the Phoenix, No, Order of the Phoenix came out in 2005, I think. I'm pretty sure, at least. I think Order of the Phoenix came out in 2005. So Half-Blood Prince... It would not make sense that came out in 2009 at all. I don't think they were yearly releases. I do think it was 2008. I'm going to lock that in as my final answer, Regis. While I die. I think it was 2008. Or was it? I don't know. No, yeah, it had to be. Something like that. Oh my gosh, I didn't type in my name. Oh my gosh. Let's try and fill up that leaderboard there. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember what I was even talking about that made me need to think of the date. Oh, that's right. The girl that loves Harry Potter. She's obsessed with it. She has tattoos of it. She has cat's named after it. I mean, she's obsessed. And I told her finally, I was like, hey, I have to come clean about something. She's like, what did you do, Trog? I was like, I have not read a Harry Potter book since Half-Blood Prince came out. And it very well... It looks pretty likely that was about a decade ago. Ugh. And she said, I am so disappointed in you. I can't believe you. Please don't be my friend anymore. And I was like, but hey, the good news is I did read the... I think part of her anger was actually that I haven't read all the books either. But that's not... Okay, so I already told her that I couldn't finish the 5th book. What is going on? I swear the barrels should be dying. They do it all the time, but not there. Apparently that ladder is just... Hold on, I wonder if that ladder being broken has anything to do with that weird inconsistency that I'm not used to. I told her I haven't read all the books. And the last one I read was Half-Blood Prince. The last time I read one was back in 2008, whenever the movie came out. So... But then, I reminded her, wait, I read the first 4 Harry Potter books so much. I remember, I read the 2nd book, Chamber of Secrets. I read it so many times. I think I read it probably 20 times. I remember specifically, I was getting ready to go on a walk or something, or a bike ride with my parents, and they're like, Trog, we're going on a bike ride. I'm like, hold on, guys, I need to finish Chamber of Secrets, and I finished it. I did it, guys. I did something with my life. And I read, I don't know, I read the first 4 books a lot. Not, okay, Chamber of Secrets was the pinnacle, for sure, but I read the first one a lot. I read the 3rd one, I think once. I didn't like that one too much. I read Goblet of Fire probably 6 times. Then Order of the Phoenix came out, and as we remember, J.K. Rowling went through a bit of a writer's block period where that book came out much later. Like, there was a bigger stretch of time between the release of Order of the Phoenix and the release of Goblet of Fire than the releases of other books in the series. So, it was, I don't know, I just didn't like Order of the Phoenix that much. I thought it was really boring. Or something. Oh man, I'm so happy that we're good at this game. If we weren't good at this game, we would not have hit that barrel with our hammer. Oh! That barrel doesn't count. We're still good at this game. Don't worry. And then after so I never finished Order of the Phoenix. And it's weird because Order of the Phoenix was actually my favorite Harry Potter movie up until Deathly Hallows Part 2. I loved it. I don't know what they did with it. I don't know. It's really good though. But due to my boredom with, or whatever was happening with Order of the Phoenix, I did not finish it, and that means I didn't read Half-Blood Prince or Deathly Hallows. The only reason I read Half-Blood Prince before the movie came out was because I wanted to say that I actually read it. Because it's a huge book. Not in terms of length, although it's not slacking in that department either. It's a huge book in terms of how much it means to the series. I mean, they're exploring Voldemort's early years. There was a major death that barely anybody knew about before they read it, I'm sure. And I don't know, it was such a good book. I loved it. I loved reading it, honestly. I was like, why did I stop reading it at Order of the Phoenix? Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna die. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go! Ooh, baby! So I loved Half-Blood Prince. I watched the movie. I was disappointed. It's almost like the movies are never as good as the books. If you read the books, that is. I thought the Half-Blood Prince, they focused too much on the romantic stuff. They turned it into basically what all young adult novel adaptations these days have. And it's just romance over and over. Just romance, romance, romance. It's like, gosh dang it, dude. Oh my gosh! I just don't care that much about the romance. I want the story, which Half-Blood Prince had. I know that Half-Blood Prince had some romance in it, but I thought that it mostly focused on Voldemort. Or Tom Riddle, more specifically. I was pretty sure the book focused on that much more than the movie did. What I thought was the entire reason for Half-Blood Prince's existence was pretty much just glossed over in the movie, honestly. It was awful. The movie is fantastic. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But I still think, as far as adapting the material that needed to be adapted goes, it kind of missed the mark. Now, where am I going with all this? I don't know. Do I ever know? I never know. I never, ever, ever know. Because I'm just that way. I am a horse without a saddle. A donkey without someone to be stubborn with. Although, donkeys... Are donkeys the stubborn ones? Or are mules the stubborn ones? And if it is mules, could it potentially be both donkeys and mules being the stubborn ones? I'm asking all the hard questions tonight. I know, it's a little difficult to watch the stream right now. Don't worry. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my lord! Man, that was dumb of me. I was gonna say, hey, our score is an exact halving of the high score. You know, aside from the fact that it's not. Okay. It's okay. Alright, we got 4 things up there. But I really want to put the blank name, I want to redo that one. I just don't feel good having that up there, you know? We must do this the way that God intended. I don't know what that means either. I had a weird dream that I had a bunch of, like, flying ants in my car. And I was trying to open the window for them to get out, but the window kept pushing them towards... The window kept pushing them in a way that I thought they were going to get hurt. Okay, I pressed A there. I don't care what you say, Nintendo. You make awful joysticks for the N64. You don't deserve any sympathy or pity. You deserve only the worst, Nintendo. How many good consoles have you made since the Nintendo Entertainment System? 1. It's called the Virtual Boy. Not a lot of people played it, but it's because it was so advanced that no one wanted to spoil. It was basically a spoiler for the future. They just didn't want to partake in it, because if they partook in that, they would spoil themselves. That's exactly what a spoiler is it not? So I'm going to tell you something about that barrel right there. I didn't know that there were 2 barrels put together. I thought it was going past the ladder, and I was thinking, hey, we're lucky. And then suddenly, it gives birth to another barrel on the fly? No. That's not how it works, Donkey Kong. That's not how it works. Oh! You are an awful Donkey Kong thrower. And by that I mean Donkey Kong, you're an awful barrel thrower. Like, really? Has science gone too far at this point? When will science have gone too far? We have barrels giving birth to other barrels. How has science not gone this, like, too far at that point? It is ridiculous. What's also ridiculous is the time at which I started this stream. It's not my normal time to start streaming. It's usually my time to stop streaming, actually. So I'm going through a bit of fatigue. I'm not blaming my horrible play on that. I know that I suck at this. But I still play it because I enjoy it. I love the heck out of this game. It's amazing. And what this game means for the history of gaming is, like, it cannot be overstated how important this game is to the landscape of gaming. You know, technically, this game was the first to have cutscenes and a story. Oh my gosh! I will smash your face into a jelly. Even Jane Goodall won't be able to take you back from that fate, Donkey Kong. What was I talking about before I made that awful reference? Also, excuse me? I mean, I'm not complaining, but what? I should have died there, I think. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, cutscenes. Yeah, this game, it was like the first to have cutscenes and a beginning, middle, and end storyline. Something like that. It's really interesting. You should read about it. And I believe this game brought Nintendo away from the brink of death. So it was obviously made right after the Wii U came out. There is a truth and a lie in there. I'm gonna leave it up to you to figure out which one's the lie. But the truth, there is truth to it, honestly. There's truth to the truth part. There is some truth to the lie, but not anymore. I mean, things were looking a little bleak for Nintendo for a while there, but they've done it. Their poetically titled Switch has switched their course. It has switched off the lights of their coffin. Switched their coffin into a bathtub in which to bathe in all the money that they're getting. Not sure what happened with the... I'm not sure what's going on with the hammers today. I swear it should not be that easy for them to hurt you. Maybe it matters that it's, like, red? Maybe that's... I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm as lost as you are. Or maybe you're not lost at all. Maybe you know this game better than I ever could. And that's great. In fact, I would really appreciate if you had some tips. Because as much as I love Donkey Kong, I never really have looked into the competitive scene. And that includes, you know, scores, leaderboards, strategies, mechanics. I did look into Pac-Man. I looked into that a little bit. I didn't actually read much about it, but I know that all the ghosts have their own personalities, as I think a lot of people are pretty much well aware of. Well aware of that fact. And there's a way... It's interesting, actually. The perfect run requires you to take the exact same path over and over. Per run, not per level. The exact same path per level, no. The paths change per level, but it's always the same path you take for that level. And it's really interesting because if you deviate from that path, that's when you lose, pretty much. You lose the perfect run. You lose the optimal path for score, for getting all the pellets, all the ghosts in one run. I mean, it's really interesting to me. Like, with a lot of these arcade games, I swear... never mind. I was gonna say there are a lot of patterns involved. But I don't think so. Never mind. A lot of these arcade games are pretty random. So it makes sense that Pac-Man would be random. It is one of the most well-known arcade games. In fact, I would argue that Pac-Man is a more well-known... Oh my gosh! Jeez! Did Donkey Kong just take steroids or something? That barrel went so fast! I got scared enough that I stopped paying attention to the barrel coming at me. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was weird. That was awful. Oh. That was something. So, with Pac-Man, I guess the interesting thing is that there is a pattern. But if you ever deviate from the pattern, it switches it up. And I don't know of any analogs to think of. Or to describe. Are you serious? Okay. I know I said that it's really rare to get killed with the hammer. I'm starting to wonder if that's more applicable to the NES version. Or maybe this one's just possessed. I don't know. I never looked too deep into what path to take if I wanted to get a perfect run in Pac-Man. Oh. But it is out there. I think the file is called the Pac-Man Dossier. Or maybe that's the website. It has all of the strategies. It has all of the paths. But, as with most things, you can't just skate by on that. You can't skate by on the pathing. Because I guess if you don't... Okay. Here's a great analogy, I think. With language, I believe it is very important that in language, you know the mechanics of your language inside and out. You don't just skate by on vocabulary words. I think it is absolutely... You know what? Let's dial that one back a bit. Let's go with if you're learning another language. If you're learning another language, to know the words is fine, but you need to know the grammar. Like, there are a lot of people that use travel guides, and that's great. I encourage that, because at least you're trying in some way to represent the culture, or not represent, respect, there you go. Respect the cultures and the culture and the traditions, the language mostly. Like, that's fine, that's great, in fact, I welcome that, that's awesome. But if someone is going around putting words into Google Translate or from a tour book and saying that they know the language, no, you don't. You don't know the language. You know how to say some words in very specific cases of that language and context, but you don't know the language. You don't know how to use them effectively in the context. Context is key, but also grammar, which I guess is where you get the context from. It's like all these people saying suka blat. It's like, yeah, okay, it's Russian. They're Russian swear words. Good job. You don't know the language. No one ever claims to know Russian. Yes, I know, but it's a good example of people kind of regurgitating words, but not really knowing the structure of them. Not knowing the structure of them. Not knowing how they fit into a sentence. So, where I'm going with this is that with the Pac-Man Perfect Run, you can memorize the path all you want, but you cannot claim to know it well unless you learn the mechanics behind it. Especially, what if you get caught up and you don't know how to do something? Like, what if you do lose the path and you just die? What if you start doing that? What do you do now? Well, it's gonna look real stupid when you're in a competition and people are like, oh, well, he knows this game really well. He knows the path, right? No, he doesn't. I mean, he knows the path, yeah. He doesn't know the game well. He knows the path, but he doesn't know the game. He knows the words to the language. He doesn't know the grammar. The most important part of any language is the grammar, I think. It is the backbone to everything. It's like... it's like... If you know these words, it's like having the shell of a car without the actual stuff to drive it. That's exactly what it is. Anyways, Heliote! Hello! My Swedish friend, hello. And Downright Bruce! Welcome. You guys have missed an epic rant. Or have come in just at the end of it. It was an epic, long-winded rant that tied together so many different elements. Oh my gosh, it's always so close! Ugh. Yeah, so we're playing the same game we played last night, or the last time, but this time it's on an unofficial arcade capture device. It's not on that Flash website, so that's the advantage to this one. We are so hecked, it is unfreaking believable! I felt it. I felt it, bro. And, for all you wondering, I am... The goal here, if there is a goal, is to get... Oh! The high scoreboard. There are 5 scores. We want to fill it up with our name. And that's it. That's what the goal is today with this game. But, of course, that's not going to be the end of the stream. We're going to play a couple other things. And also, I'm really happy. It seems you guys missed the technical difficulties. I came online once, and then technical difficulties arose, and I had to exit, and I had to do some things, and then get online again about 10 minutes later. So I'm really happy if you guys missed that. I do not like sending multiple notifications. I hate that. Oh snap, you got a capture card? No. No. I got a totally legitimate arcade capture device. It's different. It's a different thing. I got a thing. Oh, well, look at that. I was trying to figure out what rub means. It backspaces, but I'm wondering what does that mean? Also, we filled the board with Saw, so I guess that means it's the next game. Just to let you know, I gotta go leave in like 15 minutes. Well, thank you for letting me know. I was going to be curious where you went in 15 minutes if you were not talking, so thank you for letting me know that. Okay, we need to get this off of here. Oh yeah.